Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is Rising Star 2, and this is my band, Everyone But Andy. We are on a triple experience day. It is a Sunday, so we miss out on one possibility of earning experience, but otherwise we're going to do our best to max out what we get today. And February 1948, Tommy, I've always said Iommi, I don't know if that's correct or not, was born on this day. Let's get to it. We're kind of in the early stages of the game still where we aren't very good. We have some rough spots that we have to work out. We don't have a lot of songs. Our songs aren't very good. So it is a grind for a bit. There's the initial grind where you're working through getting your first 20 play points. Then there's this grind where it's kind of doing the repeat thing and kind of investigating new corners of the game. So there's a couple of things we're going to try to do here in this episode, and we'll get on with it right now. So first of all, though, let's earn this experience. We're not doing quite as much busking, although I say that, and we're going to probably busk today to get maximum experience. But we're going to have Angel try to repair this. No joy, but got some experience. We're going to do the same here. There's one. Repair skill +1. Got one hit there. Awesome. Then we'll go with Kiwi. And I tend to like using the busking instruments just because if I do lose them, it's less complicated to replace or whatever than something right before you're going to go do a gig and you got to go find it and then you can't get what you want. And yeah. So I guess you can always repair things. That's a good point. But nonetheless, I'd rather break one of these than have to figure out what to do right before a show. Okay. Well, that's the experience part of things. The other would be to write a song or develop a song. Let's go ahead and do the development now, even though we haven't done anything else. Then we'll come back and make a decision on practice or songwriting. I'm not seeing a whole lot of squigglies here. There's a couple. All right. And we'll come back to the bigger numbers for lyrics. We are chock full of lyrics, lots and lots of lyrics there. I tend to prioritize the other parts first because you do tend to get so many lyric ideas. I'm going to go ahead and go kind of backwards here with the 7 instead of the 20. I'm not quite ready to start worrying about really super difficult songs. I kind of like the middling songs right now, and we're down to 9 remaining points. That'll be 6 of them. Now we can do a 1. Okay, here though I will take the 14. We'll mix the 14 and the 7, and that's all of our points there. Let's go ahead and go out, and I think busking makes some sense today if we have a place to do it. Looks like there's a couple up there, the north side of the board. We could do a help wanted too, but this just always feels like it's the most productive for me. Stylistically, it feels like what really makes sense, you know? Good to see some of them wearing their Everyone But Andy shirts. And we have Kiwi leveling up. That's great. Let's go ahead and take care of that now. Writing music is her thing. I'm still inclined to bump those a little extra, but now with play not going up automatically anymore, we have to start paying attention to that. And then stage presence, if we're going to want to win battles, we're going to need some of that. I think I'm going to still focus more on play than stage presence, though. I think this will do it for us. There we go. Now we've done all the outdoor stuff that we need to do. The only thing left, because we can't go to a show today, it's Sunday. We can, trying to think if there's anything else to really try doing. We've completed a job. No, that's about it. We could record a song, I guess. We don't have a whole lot of money. Recording songs can become really expensive. Let's take a quick look at that. I'm not sure if we have yet or not. You have to find the right studio for your talent level and the talent level of your producer. There's a few factors in being able to make the best song. Got my fingers on the wrong keys there for a second. There we go. When we go to do this one's going to cost us $236 an hour to record a song, and to max out a song, we can't even max it out. It would cost us $3,000, and we're not good enough to max out a song yet. Now, we can certainly record albums that are lower than max, and I think maybe we'll start to do that coming up here in the next little bit. I normally wait until I can max things out, and then I start releasing albums, and then the game really takes off at that point. But from a more realistic perspective, it makes sense that you would record albums when you're still not very good and they're not 100% quality and stuff like that. So just a couple of different ways to play it. We'll go that route this time, I think. But for now, let's see what we have. I don't honestly recall how far we were with songs. So we have 6, 7 that we can play right now. We've got a gig coming up this week. We probably want to have a couple of more kind of ready to go. And I do know that we're not far enough along where we can max out 3 songs at once, let alone 2. So let's go ahead and practice today. We'll just do that. And we're going to select these 2 to get them up there. And then like on probably Wednesday and Thursday, we will practice everything to make sure everything's maxed out as best it can be for the things we will play. So here we go. 2 more of them level up thanks to that. We have Chad with business. Let's go ahead and we'll hit him once with business right now. Let's start working on these 2. And with Angel, kind of the same thing. I do want to hit the in-betweens also for everyone else, but for now I think this is the path we'll go for the next little bit of time anyway, maybe through the rest of the spring. I guess we're technically in winter right now, aren't we? But we'll see how that goes, at least in the U.S. You know, winter and spring and summer and fall change depending on where you are in the world. And it has nothing to do with northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. It has to do with how they prefer to look at it. The United States uses the meteorological dates, which are fixed. A lot of countries don't use fixed dates. It has more to do with when temperatures rise or fall, which is kind of interesting to me. Anyway, that has nothing to do with Rising Star 2. Let's move on. So it is now Monday, February 20th, and we're kind of back to the same old. We've maxed out experience. 3 of our folks leveled. Topher did not. He's already ahead a little bit, though. I guess everybody caught up with him. As you can see, though, 0 progression to the next level, and he's almost to level 11 now. So, by the way, we can change song attitudes, and with technology not being popular throughout the country, it is popular in Missouri still, but otherwise it is not. We might want to consider changing that one, but since it is good for us now, I think I might leave that one alone. But we can pick up another category. Okay, everybody has exactly the same attitudes right now. We do want to change somebody. I think we'll go ahead and change Angel. She's the one who's the most fluid with lyrics. We want to be a little bit careful. If we look at our band relationship, basically right now everybody is great with each other. This will change if you select attitudes that are opposing. They'll start to have problems with one another, and it will get to the point where they will quit the band. I don't really want to do that. Particularly this playthrough, this is supposed to be my easy listening kind of playthrough in my mind. This is the stuff where I don't have to work at it too hard. I'm coming to this game to kind of enjoy it these days. So I want to keep them coherent and happy with one another. So I'm not going to pick any opposing philosophies, but we can reverse our direction. Now, I don't think we can go from liking hometown pride if I want to change it. Well, let's change technology. The opposite of technology, if I recall, is nature. And you'll notice it's not listed here. And that's because you can't you can't do both sides. And you also can't switch directly to an opposite, I don't think. Let's see what else we have. Hometown pride is travel. We know that. Is travel something it'll let us pick? It will not. Because we have hometown pride, travel cannot be picked. And if I were to try to change hometown pride, travel doesn't show up. So what else could we maybe change? Let's Let's change out of technology and go to Carefree, maybe. I mean, Angel's young, right? She probably could write some Carefree songs. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go with Carefree with her. Now, the opposite of Carefree is serious. I don't want to set someone else to serious. I could, but it would start to cause problems with their relationship. I'm trying to remember what some of these opposites are. They're not all entirely obvious. Patience and urgency. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go to urgency. I'm going to double check my lines here. Now, this is one area where I can mostly tell because he changes the thickness of the line. And for me, it's not the green and the red that are problematic in telling apart, at least not at this thickness. It's the green and the yellow, believe it or not. These look identical to me, so that's too bad. But I can tell these are all green right now because of the size. So great job by Todd Gillespie to make sure that those of us who can't see those colors necessarily have a secondary way of figuring out what things are trying to tell us. Okay, I was looking at my reputation here in St. Louis, and let's do this. Let's go on a little road trip. I don't remember exactly where we've been to so far, but I think I want to drive to Kansas City. We'll get there today. We're going to see another way to possibly end a day. So I wanted to come to Kansas City, and we want to look around. I think what we'll do is a simple job of mowing something to make a few bucks, but I also want to go and see if we can find, okay, Thelma's watering hole right over here. The damp bottle, that's going to be a medium level one. What else we got? The Upbeat Daughter. Kansas City Theater, we can't schedule that one. The Reserved Group, that's going to be a medium. I'm missing, oh, here we go. Earl's Bar, Marcia's Bar and Grill. So yeah, why don't we go up there? Why don't we mow the cemetery to earn maximum money, no experience. Can't busk here. Well, I mean, we can, but we can't right now because none of the parks are mowed. Maybe we could just mow a park instead. So if we come back at another time, that could happen and we'll start to improve. Well, popularity is what you tend to improve. I don't think busking touches your reputation in an area. Let's track that. Let's take a look. We'll do some busking this week in St. Louis and see if it goes up from 170 before we play this week. But then let's go up to one of those other places, the low end and the low end venues, and we'll see if we can schedule anything. Now, as I've said 20 times, I really enjoy doing the Battle of the Bands. A couple of reasons. You make more money when you win them, but it also lets you know where you are, where you're progressing and where you're not. Kind of lines you up with the other bands and lets you know where you stand, literally.
Howdy there.
Howdy there. So we could do an opener Friday, although we're already booked elsewhere. We could open for this group, no money involved. Could do an opening here for $29. Cost us more to drive here, but it is a possibility, something we could do. And they do have a battle coming up on the 17th on St. Patrick's Day. Let's go ahead and schedule that. That'll get us out of the house. We'll get to come over here, see where we stand in another town with the bands that might be otherwise not visiting St. Louis. So there we go. We've got that scheduled.
You got some horse sense about you.
I sure do.
Show business.
All right. So that is our trip to Kansas City. We could, shop. We could do we could do all the things, right? But for now, I think we're just going to go home. We can go home on the map. You can also just drive out of town and it'll bring you to this. Now, this is what I wanted you to see, though. It will be tomorrow is the earliest I can get back home. So we're on Monday. So I will have an overnight by driving back. And it's going to cost $210 to drive back, which I don't recall if that's how much it costs to drive out. I should have paid a little closer attention. We can check that next time. But I think what it is it's like, well, you have to stop somewhere. So you're going to pay for a hotel. The other thing we could do is we could hotel in Kansas City, and then we could drive home. And that's a possibility too, but I want to go ahead and do it this way just to kind of demonstrate it. And also every once in a while, something magical happens. Okay, we got experience for just doing the drive. Every once in a while, you'll get some song ideas and you'll get a pop-up that says that the drive cleared your head and you earn extra experience. I really like it when that happens. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and go home. We're back in our primary residence. We did lose a day of practice. That's something to note. So, you know, there's pros and cons to these things, and that would be definitely a con. I think we'll go ahead and try practicing both of these again, get them maxed out so we can start trying them out on crowds. And now, since I'm not playing this particular playthrough every day like it would be when I'm playing just on my own, I tend to do a few of these at a time, and then I'll give it a few days between. I don't necessarily remember which songs I've already done, which ones I haven't. So the song list definitely helps with that. You can kind of go through. You can also order songs by the date they're written, and that helps as well. This is the first song I wrote based on this list of things that I haven't gotten rid of anyway. And so that can help as well. But do know that there will be some times I'm looking and like, have I played this yet? Because you do want to be trying out your new songs to see if anything becomes super popular quickly. That is really helpful. It helps in all aspects of the game. And as you can see, we are at 100% with one of those songs we just practiced, 86 for the other. I think what we'll do is we'll hit all of our songs except the two we haven't even started on yet once here today. We were going to do some quick busking too, though, weren't we? We wanted to see if our reputation goes up in the St. Louis area for busking. We could also go busking Kansas City, although at this point we're cutting it a little close to having any practice time if we do that. Oh, we only have one park left to busk in too, so we've got to be a little mindful of that. Whoa. So when I wreck is because I'm looking at the little map instead of the big map, because I'm trying to figure out where I want to go. And I think I've already passed up where the park was. That was mode. There it is. Coming up. Yeah, when I wreck the van, it's because I'm watching the wrong map. I'm not actually watching the main window there. And let's busk and see if reputation goes up from 1.70. Okay, band info, we're still at 1.7. It didn't go up. Popularity, I think we did see the little message there. It said it went up a little bit. So you do kind of got to be a little careful there if you're planning on doing the battles, because your popularity will go up quite a bit when you win a battle, and they are limited by popularity and when you can schedule those. All right, we're going to come in here and we're going to do a little more practice. We can do some more idea development. It's always a good idea to do that. Quite honestly, you should always, yeah, I mean, I'm been lazy about it, but there's no reason not to do this. It's free points for your producer, and it gives you better song ideas. More song ideas is good, but better song ideas is better. Down to 3 points left. Any ones wiggle in there? We will come down and do some lyrics this time. There we go. We'll get back into writing some more songs in the very near future, but we have a gig coming up. So let's practice. Let's go ahead and hit this one and one of the new ones. Alternatively, we could hit all of the non-new ones. We'll do it this way for today. So this should max out They Tickle Arthur. And because of its difficulty and our playing ability, we can only get to 92 on that one. That's good to know. I think today I just want to go out and earn some money, so we're going to mow a lawn. You know, if that little hangout there on Frank's Hotel wasn't there, I'd be able to just whip that U-turn nice and fast and not have to worry about it. Location is important. My favorite is when your home is one block down from the park and you just have to go straight and you hit the brake and you're at the park and you can mow it or you can busk or whatever. Don't always get that layout, and I do not know how you might edit the data to do that. I'm not sure it's something I would want to mess with. Okay, we're going to practice, and we're going to practice everything except this one. And I think we won't practice this one either, just so we have a little bit extra to maybe bring Nobody Grumbles at School up just in a couple of extra bumps. The thing is however many points it's going to spend, they will get split on all of the songs that we've done. In fact, we could probably turn this one off because we know it just went green today. There's no benefit to hitting it again right now. So we'll skip that one as well, just to give our best chance at bumping this up by 6. And we got 5. I'm okay with that. We can play that one if we choose to. We have a gig today. Let's get to it. So the star there tells us where we're going, and the arrow gives us some driving directions. It's very rudimentary GPS, but helpful. And here we are. Jerome's Bar, capacity.
Energy up. You can do it.
Thank you. We're going to do our best. She said to keep the energy up. And of course, that's because we're in a normal cycle right now. Let's make sure of that. Yeah, we're in a normal cycle, so we should be in good shape. These are the songs we played last time we did a 6-song set, and that is great. It's not necessarily a bad thing to start from here and figure out where to go. Now, we were still not very good, and that's why we were able to do 5 upbeat songs in a row without too much concern. We only have the one slow song right now. I do want to try some new songs. So let's get rid of, we're going to do it based on quality. We're going to get rid of Yesterday, She Grows, and Criticize. And we're going to add in Her Trey Benz, His Ship is Alana. No, we're not going to play His Ship is Alana because it is not ready to be played yet, is it? So what else do we have? I guess we have the yellow songs is what we've been adding. We'll go ahead and toss one of those in there and start to do more of a set like I normally would. I don't know, this could be a bad idea. In fact, why don't we go ahead and get rid of this one and we'll add this in. That probably will be fine. We're still not good enough where we're going to drive the crowd crazy. So 2 yellows as opposed to putting a blue one in there should balance things out okay, at least for now. Once we are kind of into the middle run where we're decent, we will want to do fast, red, yellow, red, blue, red. That's the pattern I tend to use. You're welcome to experiment with that, but that tends to be where the energy drives the best for me, and I don't have to mess with it too much, and I can just go with that pattern. So here we go. Yeah, Blue Song would not have hit there. We hadn't gotten below 50%. In fact, we still didn't get below 50%. So we probably could have done all red songs and been just fine. We're still not, the audience isn't all that interested in what we're playing. We are getting better though. Oh, this was a battle. I didn't even realize that. I don't think we win this one, folks. We did better than I thought. It is not impossible to be low on performance and blow the fans away on the fan score, but you do have to have better stage presence than we do right now. Interestingly enough, our stage presence has caught up with everyone else, even though it is probably our lowest stat. So that's something to consider. We could focus on that and probably start winning some of these. The downside there is our songs still aren't very good. So we kind of want to have better songs. While I do want to win the battles of the band, I want to have good songs and stuff like that as well. So there you have it. You get to decide how you want to play through that and do it the way that you enjoy playing the game, frankly. Since we had a Battle of the Bands, or a lot of other bands had people here to watch, and that is great. 57 of the people that were here consider themselves our fans. That's great. And then the only money we made were on t-shirts, but that's $48 that we didn't have yesterday. Didn't really pay anything to do the battle, right? We didn't have to pay an entry fee or anything. We just didn't get paid for the actual gig. Okay, let's look at our song list. They enjoyed our songs. Yeah, that's kind of what we should expect for now. At least nothing was blue, where they were like, yeah, I didn't like this song at all. This song was horrible. And this is because we'd only play the songs that we are good at playing. We shouldn't really see blue faces unless we mistime the energy dips and play something that is on the we don't like that stuff list. Those will give you blue faces for sure. Generally, you shouldn't see them too often otherwise. If you do, you might want to see what you've done with that song because it's probably an outlier. Don't do that again. Okay, let's move on and go home. Hi, Shady. We got to hear from Shady there for just a moment. Let's finish up the day by developing some ideas. I didn't notice if the battle gave us any ideas. I do see a couple of wiggling ones that I don't remember being there before. And since we're still at a point where we can't get all of our songs to 100% because of difficulty, we probably do want to be a little mindful of that and not aim for the big numbers yet. So a 2 for a 13 that's going to be just fine. Here's a couple of 10s. That's good. Up to a 15 there. Looks like we can do another. Well, we can't. We're out of points. I can't do it. Otherwise, we'd be able to. Some 3s. Can do a couple more 3s. I don't. Yeah, here's some. Topher's turning them in for us. There we go. And then a couple of more 1s. And that's it for us today. What do we have scheduled? We have that Battle of the Bands on St. Patrick's Day. We just have a local gig. If you click on it, it will show you the kind of gig it is. So the venue is 700. That's good. We probably want to be playing better by then, honestly. So if we level up at all, we'll probably want to hit playing. We definitely need better songs. Got a lot of work to do. It's going to be a while, folks, but that's okay. I think that's going to do it. Let's practice and call it a day. Today, we're only going to practice songs that need it, which is these two. And let's see how many points we're getting now. Just double what we get with it today is a start. So we're getting 38 points. We have a gig coming up. You might be interested in playing with us. Sure, let's take a look. It is February 25th. Isn't that today? That would be today. Well, let's do this, folks. We'll go ahead and schedule that gig and we'll go play today. We now have a gig today and Topher leveled up. I'm not sure I've ever seen where you get one that is for today. I don't recall ever seeing that before. That's fine. We're going to bump him up quite a bit there. We'll hit 1 on production, 1 on stage presence, and let's go to it then. While we're sitting here, we will go ahead and develop ideas just to save a step. And we're probably going to want to start writing a few more new songs. We did have a lot of these down here, these greenies that were waggling at us. More. Oh, see, if I'd done the 6s, I could have, but we used them on the 1s. That's one reason you kind of want to go big to little. There's that old philosophy of you put the big rocks in first and then you leave the little ones. Now, with that said, if you spend all your points on the little ones, you can't put big ones in. But if you spend all your points on the big ones, you don't have little ones to make more big ones, and it becomes a little bit of a conundrum. You got to balance. That'll do it for there, and let's go play our gig. Is it at the same spot? No, it is not. Actually, I'm thinking of the other one we've got coming up, so maybe it is. This feels familiar. Yeah. believe that's where we played yesterday. Yep. Okay.
Hey, have a good gig.
Thanks. So instrumentals are coming up, it looks like. Let's see if that happens in March and try to be mindful of that. Depression, we think that one's going to be hanging around. Okay, let's go ahead and just get her done. They didn't like, I don't remember what they didn't like exactly, if I'm being honest. Did we learn a new one? We did not. We only had the one day, so probably shouldn't have expected that. I thought what we could do is take out one of the slower songs, go ahead and add in a faster song, and that probably won't kill us. Order does matter. I think order matters at least a little. I think if you get the audience flowing early, if you bump them up quickly, you tend to see that they are more engaged throughout. Now, I really don't have any solid evidence for that. It's just a feeling I have from playing the game for a while. It feels like it's good to start out good. So if you have a really strong song, lead with it. Also close with really strong songs if you can. That'll do it. In fact, if you have nothing but strong songs, that would be perfect. Anyway, all right. But I tend to try to start with a good one, end with a good one that I know they're going to love, not just enjoy. We just don't have many of those right now. Let's go ahead and get through this. We only sold one t-shirt. 14 fans of ours were there. That's all okay. This was a last minute where we were filling in for somebody who couldn't show up at the last moment. So yeah, these couple of songs aren't getting it done. We're going to want to replace them all, honestly. We want 5 smileys across the board. We're getting there. We might want to take some time to just write an entire new portfolio of songs. So, all right, we're going to head home and we're going to call that a day. I will do a practice real quick, we'll do a practice one more time. Get these bumped up a little more. So we'll have 2 more songs we can try in the next few days. But other than that, this is Rising Star 2. This is the band Everyone But Andy. And once again, we're getting offers to play. Oh, that is it's a battle of the bands. We can certainly do that. I'm going to accept those. So there we go. At least it's not today, right? It is Sunday, so good time to stop. And other than that, thanks for joining me. And until next time, fair travels.